Anxiety generally will peak in the late springtime, and my sponsor, BetterHelp, can connect you with a therapist that will help. The majority of BetterHelp members seek help for anxiety, and 69% of members report better anxiety symptoms after just 6 weeks on therapy with BetterHelp. It's easy to start. Just fill out a questionnaire, and you will match with a therapist in as little as a couple of days. You can easily switch therapists anytime, and there's no extra cost if it's not the right fit. BetterHelp carefully make sure all therapists on the platform are licensed, and their customer support team is there to help you in case you have any questions. With over 7,000 reviews and a 4.3 rating on Trustpilot, BetterHelp is simply a platform you can trust. I want you to let BetterHelp help rule your anxiety so your anxiety does not rule you. Go to betterhelp.com/Chael. That's going to get you 10% off your first month of help. betterhelp.com/Chael. Or I made it even easier. You can just click the link below. Talking with my partner, Ryan. Now, you've got to understand something about my partner, Ryan. He's been on every single side of this. He was a Division I college athlete. He was roommates all the way back in college with Dan Henderson, just to name drop a little bit. He was in the corners of Dan Henderson, Randy Couture, yours truly, not to mention many others. Like, he's played this game on a number of sides, and he read an article. I read the same article. I have a different opinion. Here's the article. Ilia Topuria will get a title shot International Fight Weekend. And when Ryan's telling me about this, he's like, good, but God, I'm so glad that this has finally been put to rest. It made no sense to act as though you could deny Ilia. He's an undefeated world champion. I agree. I agree with all of these things. I don't think he's fighting Islam for the title. Now, we dissect these things. Right, Ryan and I, we've now got the same article, and we have the same opinion, but we came to a different conclusion. How does that work? Well, off of one word, and I'm going to give it to you again. Ilia Topuria is going to fight International Fight Weekend for a title. And so I said to Ryan, I said, my problem with that statement, if this is a good source and a good accurate statement, why doesn't it say the title? Why does it say a title? He says, Chael, what are you talking about? I go, well, Ryan, opens up interim. And the means Islam. Not to mention, if you are doing an article and you have any level of PR training, you're going to include the biggest names that you can. That's just how the algorithm on Google works. And that article very carefully makes sure to leave out words Islam Makhachev. Why? If you were writing articles and this is what you do, why would you possibly leave out the words that are going to trigger in an algorithm, and why did you put a title instead of the? Okay. Human hair dude was in a hurry, wasn't done by a BR team, doesn't know how the Google algorithm works. Like, there's a lot of reasons you could get here, but I am fascinated by this topic. And I must tell you, it's not a matter that my hypocrisy knows no bounds. It actually does, and I try to bring you guys good information. There is just times when I will have a source, and the source is so damn strong, even though the information is so hard to believe. But guys, we're in that time. I'm going to tell you something right now. Ilia Topuria is not fighting Islam. Not for his first fight. Now, I have very strong conviction as to why I tell you that. And I tell you that while at the other side of my mouth telling you I believe Ilia Topuria should fight Islam Makhachev. I believe Ilia should get that fight. I haven't the foggiest idea how you can look at an undefeated champion. And by the way, not for nothing, but this is another reason that if a guy's got a belt, you put his belt up. I mean, you want to sit here and you're having a hard time getting Ilia in there with Islam. And Islam's entire situation, or his entire argument is, I've done this not just once, I've done this twice, it's everything to gain for you, and I have nothing. When the reality is, this should be the undisputed champion versus the BMF champion. That's what this should be. Ilia Topuria should be, right now, the BMF champion. And it's not the first time the mistake has been made to walk a BMF champion out there and not make him put his belt up. Now, I digress. But I do fully believe Ilia should fight Islam. I'm sharing with you from information that could not possibly be a stronger source. That fight's not going to happen. Now, please understand, people change their minds all the time. When I come to you and I tell you this is where Islam has planted his feet and his flag, and I know that he has, and Chael's got insights. When I tell you that, it's very, very accurate. 5 hours from now, 2-3 phone calls from now, a couple of text exchanges, people change their mind. I just don't think that Islam's going to on this one. And it's been doubled down to the point that Khabib has spoken on it. I also don't believe that they will interim Islam's belt. And they will not interim Islam's belt if Islam refuses to fight Ilia. That just won't happen. Even if it could and should, it won't. Islam has fought in too soon. He changed opponents on 24 hours notice. Islam's clean for right now. And Islam's argument that you're bringing me a guy who's not ranked. You have the power. You have the power to rank him number 1. Go ahead and do it. You have the power to rank him number 9. Go do it. What is an undefeated world champion worth? Because your rankings room say it's worth nothing. So I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go along with the argument that you've already not just made, you publicly made. You put out every Tuesday at 9 a.m. And according to you, as I read this list, an undefeated world champion who's never fought in the weight class is worth nothing, because that's what you ranked him. Hard to get around that argument. And let's take a look at what it would take to get an interim title. If you had an interim championship at 155 pounds, I don't predict for you you're going to. I don't predict for you that you're getting Ilia in any kind of a title shot. I predict for you that this is gossip. But I don't know that. I don't actually know. But I would like to share this with you. There are certain guys that are treated in a certain way, but they earned it. They earned. Whether it was Conor McGregor, who sell more tickets than anybody. Whether it was Jon Jones that brings a skill set unlike the world's ever seen. Or it's Islam Makhachev, who is a true competitor at heart. He does nothing wrong. You're never going to read about his name on TMZ. You're never going to see about a mistake he made out in public. You're never going to get anything from this guy aside from perfection. And by the way, he's not going to delay a fight. He'll fight any night that you want him to fight. He's just not going to fight a guy that doesn't have a ranking. Like, it's kind of hard to get mad at that. It is. It's just kind of... So why would they intern it? Because interim is a punishment, make no mistake. Interim isn't just done as a reward for Ilia or whoever else goes in there. It's also a punishment. And you're not going to reward Ilia. Ilia walks around and goes, I should be champion of the world. And the UFC looks at him and goes, yeah, you were. We didn't stop you. You gave our belt back. I mean, it's not like we stopped you from having the biggest opportunities. It's not like we stopped you from achieving the highest of heights. You gave it back. We do not owe you an opportunity to reclaim what you just gave back. Now, that doesn't have to be done in a tension format. What I'm sharing for you would be doing something very nice for Ilia, who you don't owe something very nice to. And make no mistake, interim is punishment to undisputed. Every undisputed champion ever that finds out they're going to have an interim title fight in their weight class takes tremendous offense to it. So if this article is true, and if this one word, a championship versus the championship, does come out to have meaning, make sure you interpret it for what it is, which is nothing less than Islam Makhachev is leaving the 155-pound division.